Hello, second grade. Today we're going to talk about regrouping using three-digit numbers. So three-digit numbers are going to be any number that has three numbers in them. For instance, 354 or 273, 109. There'll be three places: the hundreds place, tens place, and ones place. Let's review what we've known so far. So we know that we can draw a hundreds as a square, tens are drawn as lines, and ones are small little circles. When we regroup, you basically are taking a larger number, a larger unit such as hundreds, and changing it into the same number, but shown in a different way. So I drew a hundreds block, and now I'm going to show it as tens blocks. Let's see if this really is 100. If it is, it should be 10 tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So when I regrouped to hundreds, I chopped it up and I made 10 tens. We can do the same thing with the tens block. We start with the number 10. It's still going to be the same thing, only I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 ones. Again, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 10 tens. So next important question we should think about is when and how do you regroup? You regroup anytime the digit you are subtracting is bigger than the number you have. Now I want to be careful here because some of you might think that I would not have to regroup a problem like this. 235 minus 128. Because 235 is bigger than 128. But we need to go by digit. We need to look at each of the places and see if that's really true. So, in my hundreds place, I have 200, but I'm trying to take away 100. 2 minus 1, I can do that. My tens place has 3, and the number 2 is what I'm subtracting. 3 minus 2, I can do that. 3 minus 2 is 1. But then we get to our ones place, and again, that's this digit we're talking about. I have 5, but I need 8. To do that, I would have to regroup. Now, the final thing I want you to remember is that 10 is the magic number. If you forget the magic number, just remember how many fingers you have. You have 10 fingers. So 10 is the magic number because that is what we're going to change our number into and add it to what we already have. Alright, so let's look at some examples. Up here, I have the hundreds to remind you that the squares are hundreds. We have our line for the 10 and our ones. First thing we do is we make sure that we know what we're drawing and what we have, and then what we're going to subtract. What I'm drawing, which is what I have, is 547, and I will be crossing out 3 hundreds, 6 tens, and 8 ones. So I'm going to draw 547. Then let's go to 4 tens and 7 ones. So I drew my first number, 547. Let's see if I can take away 3 hundreds. Yes, very easy to do. Check. Hundreds are done. I have 4 tens, but I need 6 tens. So what I would do is I'd cross out those 4 tens, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then realize, ooh, I don't have enough. So I would have to take one of the hundreds and turn it into a 10 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now some of you might notice here that I actually crossed out 4 hundreds when it only cost for 3 hundreds. The reason that I did that is that I had to change some of those hundreds into tens. So if it helps you, you can maybe do your tens and ones when you regroup them in a different crossout way, like I did an X for my first ones and then I scribbled my second ones. But whatever you do, you have to realize that you have to regroup. So I took away 1, 2, 3, 4, but remember, we need to take away 6. So I keep going 4, 5, 6. Now I've taken away my 6 tens and I'm ready to do my ones. The same thing happens over here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ones, but I need to subtract 8, which means I need to cross out 8. In order to do this, I'm going to take one of these tens blocks. I'm going to pretend to move the tens block over here. And if we did that, we would know 10 plus 6 is 17. Well, that's still a little bit tricky to do, so I'm going to change my tens into ones. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I have definitely more than 8 ones. All I have to do is cross it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I take a look at what is still here, what is not crossed out. So I won't be counting these X's or the squiggles. I'll just be counting the things that have no marks on them. I see that I have 100 left. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tens. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ones left. So my final answer would be 179. Example 2 will be a little bit easier. This one will actually only have one regrouping. So I wanted to show you how to do tens and hundreds as regrouping, but this one will be easier. So same steps. We think about what each digit means, so what those numbers mean. So for instance, the 3 is not 3, it's 300. The 6 is 60. And the 1 is easy, that's just going to be 5 ones. So you draw the first number, 365, and then we've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, and 65. If it helps you, you can write the HTO down here. We go through. I have 300s. I need to cross out 100 because minus means crossing out. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I have 6. I need to cross out 2. That's pretty easy to do. So 1, 2 is gone. And I can put a check mark because I just crossed out my tens. Now the final step's a little bit tricky. I need 8, but I only have 5. So it would be like if you went to the store and something cost $8 and you only had $5. What you would have to do is something called borrowing. You'd have to say, oh, I actually need to get a little bit more. So maybe you get a $10 bill and you were able to do that. So I try to cross out 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it doesn't work because I don't have enough. So I need to take one of these tens over here, and we're going to kind of say, hey, I've got a $10 bill, but I need $1 bills. I've got 10, but I need 1. Like we did in the last example, if it helps you to make a different squiggle mark, you can, so that you know that these are the ones we subtracted first, and this is our regroup 10, that's fine. Just as long as you know that we didn't really subtract it, we really just changed it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we definitely have more than 8. Now it's super easy to subtract 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We've subtracted our hundreds, we've subtracted our tens, and we've subtracted our ones. Let's count what's left to find the answer. 100, 200. 210, 20, 30. 231, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. So our final answer would be 237. Great job today. We will continue to learn and practice regrouping using 3-digit numbers. The next lesson will have just simple single regroupings before we finish out the week with a little bit more hard concepts like double regrouping. So continue the good work and have a nice day.